All right, today's video, we are going to take you on 3 hikes right in Coeur d'Alene or very close to Coeur d'Alene, just to kind of show you what you can do here as far as outdoor activities. We're hitting Canfield Mountain first. That's going to be our biggest hike of the day. It's about 4 miles out and back. We're taking Trail 1, and it's interesting because we're in a little neighborhood right here, and this is where we take off on the trail, and we're heading up to the peak. So let's go check it out. Hey, if this is your first time to our channel, hit that subscribe button and tap the notifications bell so you can stay up to date on all of our latest content. Our real estate team, we get calls, texts, emails every single day from people just like you trying to learn more about North Idaho. So if you're looking to move right now or 12 months from now, give our team a call. We're all former first responders and veterans. We'd love to help you guys out. What we do for work.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we sell real estate.
That's right, houses. We sell houses.
We get caught up here in a fucking storm.
Be interesting.
Some impressive elevation. You think there's more? I think it's like 1,800 feet of elevation gain. I don't know if that means down and back or total or up, whatever.
Oh, just up?
Yeah. I could see that.
Yeah.
We've probably hit like 400 already.
Oh yeah.
Shit, we're halfway there.
There'll be more.
I'm digging the wildflowers.
That is pretty hollow this time of year.
This hike is not for the beginner hiker, I would say.
No.
That stretch there was pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
How you feeling, brother?
Good, dude. I'm killing it. How about you?
Good.
Not even breathing heavy, bro.
So when we set off on this hike, we were kind of in that Canfield Park area, which is Coeur d'Alene. Down below us here, you can see Dalton Gardens in the background. The Dalton Acre. So most of those homes sit on an acre or more. Very coveted place to be because you're so close to Coeur d'Alene, but you still have the space of an acre. So up here is getting killer views of the whole valley. You'll see when we get to the top, you'll be able to see the entire valley, you know, Post Falls, Hayden, Rathdrum, all of it. So pretty cool spot to come check out for sure. I went down to my property to look for morels. Eric inspired me. We went morel hunting the other day as a team up in the hills behind Hayden Lake.
Drove 45 minutes up, all the way up the mountain, found like 6.
So he goes home, and how many did you find? Like dozens?
Yeah.
Dozens of morels in his yard. He lives over in Hauser. And so it inspired me, so I went down to my property. I'm in Coeur d'Alene on 5 acres, and I was digging through the woods. Nothing.
Couldn't find any?
Nothing. So, but I'm gonna keep looking. It's like seems like the perfect spot, you know, based on my my extensive history with morel picking.
Dude, and then took an egg out last night. We found those white ones.
Look at that.
White
That's
morels.
wild. Yeah. Oh, good for you.
Like 20 feet off my back door.
Oh. Maybe we'll find some today. Maybe. Morels are impressive. I have the ability to look directly at a morel and not recognizing it as anything. So I'm learning. I hate to admit that I've lived here 5 years and I have never been up here. But here we are, doing our thing. Today's the day. So there's like 25 miles of trails on this mountain. And you can mountain bike up here, hike. But the cool thing is, and this is where you want to be a little bit prepared, that this backs up to land that runs all the way to Montana. So you've got wild animals up here. You know, you could get lost potentially. It's kind of hard right here because I can see downtown, but you could get lost. So you got to kind of pay attention to where you're going. Make sure you have water, you know, survival stuff just in case. And I personally, I'd always carry a gun up here as well. So
You're gonna have good reception on this trail too, because you're close enough to
True.
the top.
Yeah.
Some perspective, the resort's right there. it gives you a pretty good idea.
Oh yeah.
But I like the All Trails app. That's like step by step to make sure you don't get lost, because there are a few little trails, so much more like the dirt hikes, but a few trails you can get lost on.
Yeah. So
why am I sweating and you're not?
I'm sweating. I took my
just
hat
rolled
off.
it?
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, if you come up here, bring a bear spray, bring gun. Like this is the time of year bears are out for sure, and you know, you're generally pretty safe, but they can be a little bit unpredictable. You know what we always say: 9 milli for the hoods, 10 milli for the woods. So I had to buy that piece here, and it was actually Gunfighters Inc. There's a local holster manufacturer. They make the Kenai chest holster, which is very popular. Right there.
There you go.
That holster. So they're right there in Rathdrum, and they had a shirt that said 9 milli for the hoods and 10 milli for the woods. And I was like, holy shit, I gotta have that. So I bought it, and I have never seen anyone else with that shirt. And I think they discontinued it for some weird reason, but it's a great catchphrase, and it's pretty accurate too. So in that 10 milli, I've got G9 ammo. G9 is made right in Post Falls, and they've got an incredible hard cast round that will penetrate a bear's skull, especially out of a 10 millimeter. So, you know, we're buying local, supporting local. Killer ammunition. We did a podcast with them you can check out, and they're doing amazing things in the ammunition world. So I feel very safe and confident carrying the 10 milli with G9 ammo.
I respect it. If I was a bear, I'd run the other way.
He's part chimpanzee, I think.
Yeah. Some orangutan.
Orangutan.
28-inch inseam, 6-foot wingspan.
It's from carrying. Here's my old argument: it's from the gun belt, bro. You got to clear the gun belt. You know, when you're a cop and you got a gun belt, your hands have to be out far enough to clear it. My wife just texted me to remind me it's my mom's birthday. I'll have to shoot her pic from the top.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I'm feeling like the blue is a sign.
Pick that up.
We're gonna go do Scotchman's. That's up in Clark Fork, which is up an hour and a half from here north. And that's a doozy of a hike. Pretty cool. We're gonna hit that one later this year. I think probably in June once, because there's still snow up there. So we'll get the whole team up.
What if one comes at you, dude?
Goat?
Yeah.
I think we just discussed my rather primate-looking physique. I think I can handle a goat. We just talked about that. I think we can take a bear.
Grab it.
Right?
Grab it by the horns.
Yeah, 100%.
And wrestle it down.
That sounds like White Goodman from Dodgeball.
You want to like homestead, but want to be close to town, and have, you know, Costco 3 minutes away.
Still be 2 minutes to Target.
Yeah.
But you've got your own garden. I mean, there's a reason these houses filled up quick. That dirt's really, really good.
Yeah.
Throwing stuff out. There's a lot of like Christmas tree farmers. You can see one right there.
Oh yeah.
See it all lined out.
Yep. That's wild. Right here in town. Who would have thought? Cold, but I'm sweating.
Yeah.
I don't want to put my jacket on.
It feels real good.
Feels good. Feels like it could dump hail and rain on us any moment. But we're getting peaks of sunshine too, so good day. Good day to bang out 3 peaks. Yeah.
Your chest gonna fit through there, bro?
You gotta turn sideways to get through there. Oh, there we go. Feels like the right way. Oh, a business call while you're walking. I love this here. Getting work done on the trail. I'm also excited about this steep hill we're about to climb here.
I know. It's pretty nice.
We had a nice little flat section that was pretty
Well,
enjoyable.
sense of security.
Yeah.
That's a big FU hill.
Yeah. This is like the first one. Coming down's gonna be worse, actually, I think.
Think so?
My knees are gonna be screaming. You know, a dirt bike would be a lot better right here.
It'd be nice.
Oh.
Tells me it wouldn't be the first.
Dave's fancy new side by side.
Shit. Thing's so cool.
Someday I'll get to ride in it. This flower, you see these everywhere. These yellow flowers with this big old, these are called arrow leaf balsam root, in case anyone cares. But you'll see these everywhere. You see these over on Tubbs Hill in the springtime, like iconic up here. Really cool, beautiful plant. I think it has some medicinal uses, but I'm not gonna tell you that because I'll probably tell you wrong and then I'll get in trouble if someone kills himself. So I don't know if you should eat them or not, but they're cool looking. We picked this peak first because it's the hardest, but the other two are, hey, yeah, Mineral Ridge has got some steepness to it, but it's pretty short. And Tubbs is not bad at all. There's a bar at the bottom of Tubbs Hill, so, you know, in theory,
Yeah.
could go drink some beers. You know what I'm digging is
Look easy. You see it in my
there's
face?
a lot of elevation change going on, but you can see the landscape is changing too. Like We're up higher in the forest. The air feels different. It's more like the forest is more dense up here. It's got its own kind of beauty going on. It's pretty cool.
It's weird. It's like every 500 feet you totally change.
Yeah.
What the nature looks like.
Big John's got it all figured out. We're gonna take some fly rods up and hit some of these alpine lakes up here in North Idaho. Do some fly fishing. Just kind of show off what you can get to if you want to put the effort in and get up in the hills a little bit, because there's some killer lakes up here. So as you probably know, our day jobs are selling homes to wonderful conservative families that are moving up here to find their freedom. But in doing that, we like to highlight what you can do up here, because people have a lot of questions about that. Like, yeah, I want to make the move to Idaho, but what can I do? Are there things to do? Well, there's lots to do. And that's part of the reason we make these videos, so you guys can see that and see how naturally beautiful it is up here. And just keep in mind, if you're thinking about moving up here, we like to preserve it the way it is. I know you're probably like-minded if you're watching our videos, and you probably take care of the environment, but that's important to us. You know, don't leave trash out on the trails. That's a big pet peeve of ours. Leave it the way you found it, because this place is amazing, and we don't want to change a thing. No, that's the external hollow point.
Is it?
Yeah. The woodsman has a nipple. Hang on, I'll show you.
I should remember that. Should remember.
So that's what the G9 Woodsman looks like. Has that little nipple and it's solid cast, so it doesn't expand. And that nipple is supposed to keep it from ricocheting off a skull, like a bear skull, which are notoriously thick and difficult to penetrate. That'll help penetrate. And these 10 millis, they're like, don't quote me on this, but like 42 inches of penetration in ballistic gel, which is pretty wild.
I've shot ballistic gel with those. It's pretty impressive. I've seen it go through 2 of the big blocks and then hit the backstop. It's pretty impressive. Gnarly. Yeah, podcast with that with Jeremy. If you want your brain to hurt a little bit, bleed just a little, make you feel real dumb, like you should have paid more attention in science and math, it's a good podcast when you start talking about ballistics.
Smart dudes.
Yeah, how objects fly through the air.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Holy shit. That's a view. You don't even need to fly the drone. We are the drone. Look at that. You got, I'm pointing out, so Lake Coeur d'Alene, downtown Coeur d'Alene's a tiny little dot down there with the high towers. And out here, rest of Coeur d'Alene, Post Falls, Rathdrum Mountain's behind those trees. You can't quite see it. If you can see down there, there's Hayden Lake right there. So, pretty killer views. I would rate this hike as difficult. So, if you're older or got little kids, might not be the best hike for you. There's some pretty steep inclines.
Or you're a little apish.
A little apish. Yeah.
Apish, it can be challenging.
I think we're about maybe an hour and 10 minutes to the top, and we are moving along pretty good. So just keep that in mind if you're thinking this one.
It's a good one.
Good one. That's a good one. But these views are unparalleled. There's nothing like this around here. Pretty killer. So we're gonna go bathe in some 5G. Really get it directly to the brain.
I think that's good.
Yeah, that's good for you.
I think it's valid.
Yeah, let's go do that. I heard that they carried every one of these cinder blocks up here by hand.
Really?
There's a parking lot right there.
So totally bought into that. We could have driven here?
Yeah.
That would be hilarious if he was just sitting up here.
Wait,
I left the office 4 minutes ago.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah.
So we've hit the summit. It took about an hour and 10 minutes to get up here. We're moving pretty quick. We are gonna go hit Mineral Ridge next, and then we're gonna finish at Tubbs Hill. So Mineral Ridge, from the trailhead down below, we're probably about a 15-minute drive to get over to Mineral Ridge. Beautiful hike too that overlooks Coeur d'Alene. You guys are gonna love that one. Let's go check it out. We're at Mineral Ridge. This is like a 10-minute drive outside of Coeur d'Alene. You take Wolf Lodge exit if you're heading eastbound on 90, and then follow 97 around the lake just for a couple of miles, and you'll end up at the parking area is right off the road. Easy, moderate hike. There's some elevation gain here. I think a couple miles round trip. I'll let you know by the end, but beautiful views of Coeur d'Alene when we get to the top. You guys are gonna love it. Let's go check it out. All right, I was wrong. 3.3 miles. We got this.
Chest is still proud, bro. We're good. We know we're faltering when the chest goes down. Straight up right now, so we're good.
It reminds me of Hank.
Hey, dude, too soon.
Yeah, where did
Too
Hank
soon,
end up?
brother.
So Mineral Ridge is going to be a much better hike for families or bringing the dogs on than Canfield. It's got a lot of switchbacks, so you don't have that incredible steepness like we had on Canfield Mountain. And it's so close to town. This is really close to town. It's a nice little day hike with the kids. Killer sunsets from the top because it faces west, and beautiful views of Lake Coeur d'Alene. So this one would be high on my list of hikes to do in Coeur d'Alene for sure. 700 feet elevation. Let's go. Straight to the top.
Good time though. Keep on straight. Yep. Still on it. Definitely recommend All Trails. Pretty cool free app. I mean, you can pay for it. It's like 12, 13 bucks a year or something, cheap. But it's really nice for tracking your hikes. Even if you don't have good cell service, you can download the map and it'll track it based on your steps. Cool for out here. As you can tell, it's easy to get turned around if you don't know. If you add just a little bit of snow to it, you really don't know where you are.
Healing.
Yeah.
We're healing through misery and pain.
We're not good at sitting still, dude.
Where are we at this far in the journey? How are we feeling?
I'm gonna be honest, I'm old. I know someone out there's gonna call me a wuss, but my calves are cramping up pretty good.
Yeah, my legs are a little tight.
Need a little stretch.
We're on the downhill in Mineral Ridge, and it's freaking beautiful up here.
It is beautiful up here. Well, so I wonder if that's Canfield.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
I feel like the tall one behind the first ridge there.
No, it's
Or is it over there?
further there, over that way.
But anyway, we should be able to see it from here.
Yeah.
Conquer that, like no big deal.
You know what's crazy? You see that little pond down there?
Yeah.
So, you know, I used to access that. That place has been around since like the 50s
Oh, yeah.
and 60s. Do you see the little tunnel that's on the side of the water line on this side of the highway? So if you look along the water line,
Oh, yeah.
so small ski boats used to be able to pull in there, and it was like a bed and breakfast.
Yeah,
place. It was like one of the biggest bars on the lake.
What?
And they had a hotel there.
They have a brothel?
Most likely. I mean, we're close enough to Shoshone. That Shoshone was like founded on mining and then flesh mining, I guess.
Mining and horn, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, they used to take small ski boats. That was like the biggest.
That doesn't even, almost been tight. That's
Oh,
pretty cool.
I've been through it multiple. When I was a kid, you know, we had a boat out here since like late 80s,
Yeah.
the heyday, since we were just talking about that. But we used to take a jet ski through there, go hang out. But it was like completely abandoned, so we of course all believed it was completely haunted. We
Yeah.
would fuck around in there.
That's awesome.
That was a good time.
Smooth sailing to the peak here, and then you guys are gonna have a good view of the lake from there.
Should have brought some in today. I cooked them up last night. They were so freaking mini.
It's like a meaty mushroom, like it has a good nutty flavor almost.
With the butter sauce, I got like these noodles, gluten-free noodles. I've gone down that road.
Yeah.
So freaking good.
I had the best I've ever had was a cognac cream sauce with the morels cooked in it over a roast elk meat. Eric's like Gimli from Lord of the Rings.
Because this is not complimentary. Dude.
No. He's a dwarf. He's not a hobbit. He's a dwarf.
You keep trying to explain that.
No,
like
dwarfs
it's
are
more-
badass. They're warriors.
No, bro, he's the fucking most badass
Yeah.
in that movie.
Right. I mean, he is short of stature, yes, but
You get good courage.
he has a broad chest like this.
Bro, we just watched that movie Saturday, actually.
And he's very good at mining
Mm-hmm.
and fighting. So two things that you should be proud of.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I am.
He gets thrown over a cliff and his fucking chest single-handedly takes out like 20 orcs.
Exactly. See?
You got the same
That's
chest,
the
bro,
guy.
so.
That's the guy. We just throw you into the fray, and then your body weight just annihilates everything.
They're not used to striking somebody that's this low and
Right.
standing.
Yeah, they're over the head every
Throws
time.
off their entire method.
So yeah, it's like a Lord of the Rings adventure today with Gimli.
I appreciate
And I
that.
feel like this one's in the bag, dude.
Yeah.
It's too easy. And then we should go back and do Canfield again.
Yeah. Absolutely.
At night. Let's do it in the dark.
Yeah.
No flashlights.
You got
Real man. So sunset here, I mean, you are looking right down the lake and the sun dropping right in there. It's phenomenal.
And there's Beauty Bay. There's your favorite.
Beauty Bay, that's my favorite over there. So we take the boat in there, and summertime there'll be 20, 30 boats just parked in there, just chilling. So you go in there, you drop anchor, and then throw back a few bevies, as John would say, and let the kids swim. That's a perfect spot for that. And the wind cuts down real good because of the way the hills are, so you don't get a lot of wind in there.
This is where all the bald eagles hang out. Like this little part of the lake over here is wild.
I feel like a bald eagle up here right now.
A little something like that. And now look at you.
So this one has a loop that goes all the way around. You come back down the other way, huh?
Yeah. That's a cool part. Like you're not just walking an up and back. It's a big loop that kind of takes you through different views. That's sweet.
Yeah, Eric's right though. Bald eagle watching out here, they'd be all up in these trees down there.
The kokanee, for whatever reason.
Kokanee salmon, yeah.
Landlocked salmon, they die all over the lake, but they really kind of congregate here.
Yeah, no need for a drone shot. This is pretty
We are
wide.
the drone, bro.
Yeah, this is getting it all.
We're taking a shortcut, and this is actually bad because it creates erosion. But I'm following Eric, so I'm gonna blame it on him. I mean, actually, it's not signed. They don't post it anywhere, so maybe it's okay. We're gonna take this little shortcut here.
Really not.
On the way.
Yearly, just to see if we can get some polarity.
The wear marks on this log tell me that many a child has been, and now 2 drones killed. So, all right, we got 2 down. Mineral Ridge is done. That was a pretty quick hike. If my toes weren't already screaming from Canfield, this would have been a walk in the park. But next up, we are going to take a literal walk in the park because we're going to Tubbs Hill, and that'll be our trifecta for the day. We're going to finish up with that one. I think you guys will dig that. That's really accessible and beautiful views of Coeur d'Alene, so let's hit that one. The best thing about all these hikes is the proximity to Coeur d'Alene and that Coeur d'Alene metro area, because we're not going more than 15 minutes. You know, this one's probably the farthest one out, and it's probably 10 minutes from downtown Coeur d'Alene to get here, which is pretty sweet. So if you're in town for a quick trip or something, these are 3 hikes that you can knock out real easy, or if you live here, easy, accessible hikes for anybody. Calves are smoked,
Yeah.
and my toes are smoked from coming downhill.
Yeah.
We did the same shit on Mineral Ridge coming down.
Heck yeah.
I was gonna show up. I was gonna show up my pack and my trekking poles, and like a boonie cap and like some gay ass shit.
Camelback on everything.
All right, we made it. So we're parked down below the public library in Coeur d'Alene. It's right over here. City Hall's right there too. This is McEwen Park. The resort is right over there, just for reference on everything. So it's all right here. This one's super easy to get to. Tubbs Hill, we did a whole video on it back in the day. Really cool history up there. I'll talk a little bit about that when we get up there, but it is, majority of it is a city park. There's a trail that goes around the base of it that is right above the water, and there's cool beaches all around it. Today we're gonna hit the summit. Since we've been hitting peaks all day, we're gonna continue with that. And we're gonna go summit it, which is a killer view of Coeur d'Alene from up there. So let's go. Eric's working.
What? I am. Dude, I got 19 missed messages.
Yeah, Big John was working this morning, so he couldn't join us on Canfield, but he's here for the denouement, the end.
This is the hard one.
The big one.
Yeah, you guys started hiking bros already.
Yeah, this is Hiking Bros crew. Yeah, we're kind of experienced, dude. No big deal. No big deal. 3 peaks in a day.
What did it take you 2 hours total probably for Canfield?
We did it in an hour.
You guys up and down an hour?
No.
It's
Took us an hour to get up.
Yeah, it's about an hour to get up. Yeah,
I don't know. When you've been hiking as long as we have, John, it's like not a big deal.
it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
And then you guys did Canfield what? 20 minutes in?
Yeah, actually
Not
we did it twice because I
Canfield,
forgot my
sorry,
keys at the top, so we had to go back up and then down. No big deal. And then the Mineral Ridge. Yeah, so we started at 8:30 this morning, and we're already hitting the 3rd one. Yeah.
Froggy boys.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell my wife how cool we are when we get home. She won't be impressed.
You guys really talk to the broker.
So, before we go any further, so we've all taken Lord of the Rings characters.
Oh,
So
yeah.
this is Gimli.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I
Right.
appreciate
Why can you
that.
see that? Why can you see that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Super excited
Are
about
you?
that. No, he's
Spiegel.
no, he's Gandalf, dude. We decided that he's Gandalf.
Am I that old?
I
Yeah.
can see
Am I
Gandalf.
that old?
I think so.
Well, you're wise.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You got the wisdom.
I have the hair of an orc though, so I thought maybe it would be or Spiegel. So I love this hike. I used to do it a couple times a week. around the shore of the lake here. This trail continues. It's kind of like this all the way. It's pretty accessible for most people, not in a wheelchair obviously, but you know, it's mostly flat, a little bit rocky here and there. And we've got views of the lake all the way, crystal clear water. Up on the backside of Tubbs Hill, there's some great beaches that are kind of hidden and only accessible by boat or by walking there, so they don't get the major crowds in the summertime like you'll get at the city beach. So Tubbs is really number one on my list. If you're in town for a visit, I absolutely recommend at least walking around the base and kind of enjoying that. You can start on the side by the resort here and you'll end up over in Sanders Beach, which is a really cool little area. And then you can walk kind of back through town and maybe hit Bakery by the lake after for a coffee and a pastry, and you're having a good day right there. Quick hike, what, 10 minutes? Yeah, so the true peak is a little bit farther up the trail, but the view is best right here. They used to have a American flag planted on the peak back in the day, which could be seen from town. It's no longer there, but kind of a cool little bit of history that was there. You'll see over here the views of the resort are phenomenal. And this one's super easy. 10 minutes to get up here. Not bad at all. There's John peeing.
Not super easy when it's number 3.
That's true. It's not a complete video until we get a video of John peeing. Got most of our best videos on that. There you go.
This one would be pretty suitable for the kids.
Yeah, definitely get kids up here. You know, obviously it's not like wheelchair accessible, but probably fairly older people, you know, but elderly would probably have a tough time getting up here as well. But
I want to keep in mind this is the peak too. There's a trail that goes around Tubbs Hill. Really nice, really flat. Just watching along the shoreline is really pretty too.
Tubbs has some cool history. I did some research when I was making a previous video about it. You should check that one out. On the east side of Tubbs Hill, there used to be a giant grandstand, and all made out of wood. It was beautiful. You can find some old pictures online of it. And the town would come out there and watch the sailboat races off the east side of Tubbs Hill. This is like the early 1900s, so a long time ago. But yeah, pretty cool to see that the history that was there. You can still see the concrete pillars that they sat on if you go look for them. They're out there. Summertime, you'll see tons of people out here recreating. You'll see people swimming around Tubbs Hill in the summer. They're prepping for triathlons, and there's groups of people that will swim around the edge of it, which is pretty cool to see. And then I think it was the 70s, they had jet boat races out on this side of Tubbs Hill. So people would line up on the rocks down there and watch the jet boats off the west side. So a lot of cool history here. It's a great asset to the community, and this is all public property at this point, so it won't be sold off to developers, which is obviously good. Hey, thank you guys for joining us. Hopefully this video was informational and you got to see a little bit of the beautiful countryside out here in North Idaho. We hit 3 peaks today. We started with Canfield Mountain on Trail 1. Then we went to Mineral Ridge and Tubbs Hill for the last one. So we'll call it the 3-peak challenge. If you're in town and you want to knock it out, I'd say it's probably about 10 miles total between all 3. Quite a bit of elevation change. We started at 8:30 this morning and it's almost 1:30 right now. So it took us about that time, and we were moving the whole time. So you can do it. If you do, let us know. We'll give you a free t-shirt, and we'd love to have you join the 3-peak club here in North Idaho, Coeur at least. So thanks again, guys, and remember to hit the subscribe button, tap the notification bell. And if you're thinking about making the move up here or have questions about the move, hit up our real estate team, North Idaho Experience. We'd love to help you guys make that smooth move right here in North Idaho.